wasn't about Black Panther. It was about Cinco de Mayo, basically. I just kidding. Jonathan Majors, great actors. He played the role as he acted as the guy. You would really believe he is the king. And the second one was a fiesta. Let's put it that way. It wasn't about Black Panther. It was about Cinco de Mayo, basically. I just kidding. It was hey. I'm just playing.
Let me tell you. Yeah.
It
So the
was it
second.
wasn't I watched part of it. I was like, but okay, is this a Black Panther movie or is it an introduction of that character? It was like I was like, what the heck is this?
I think they really because, but to be fair, they had a very tough. It's a very tough. That's what I'm saying. It's very tough to save, but I think maybe that's more difficult than Khan because we were just getting to know Khan, so it wasn't like Khan in the highest.
And highest.
But we were getting to know Khan, but yeah, and in that specific case, KR and Black Panther, can you imagine like your lead passes away, so you need to carry it. I thought that Killmonger would come back. To be honest, that would have been better for the
They
franchise.
didn't they delete him and throw him in the water with his ancestors?
Yeah, but I'm saying I thought he would come back
How
because
will he
he.
come back? Is he Jesus? Oh, no.
Well, no, I think the best thing they can do is like just switch the universes. Let him come from another universe or something.
Oh, like that. Oh,
Because he can carry it. You need someone that can carry the role. It's a very big role to carry.
a big role. It's a big role. Let's see. I think I'm curious what they're gonna do because the second one did very. If you compare it to the first one, very bad. It wasn't as good in the box office numbers. Um, and let's see. I think there is a storyline about a son. So they're gonna bring back a male lead probably,
Yeah,
and
but I think as it relate,
they need to cast the right person, bro.
yeah,
It's really important. It's the same with who's gonna follow up um
Khan.
Jonathan Majors as Khan, or who are they gonna do? Are they gonna go by who they think should be the target group, or do you go to serve the group that wants to watch?
Yeah,
Just do you go for a female con, which they did with Loki as well, right? The Loki started with a series about Loki, and then suddenly there was a female Loki. So you're
yeah,
like, what the heck is this?
yeah.
And still, I'm like, what's the point? Not saying that she's doing a bad job, by the way. She's doing her thing, but I'm like, the God of Mischief needs a right hand man, war man.
Yeah. So yeah, if I look at the box office, it's the box office numbers. I think what needs to happen right now. So for Marvel, that's two big hits. So the first one, that's the biggest one, is Black Panther, and the second one is Jonathan Majors gone. I think the best thing that they can do is introduce another person. To be honest, no, but they can't because it's already started. Well, they can
Well, they can though, because
because there's a
how the
changing of universes
timeline,
and
the timeline
timelines.
has
So
changed.
yeah, but it needs to be a really really good one. And the Marvels also, they need to do something about it because that was the worst box office numbers. If we don't count for the re-releases, then the Marvels were the worst. Performed the worst of the worst, and that's compared to even the first Avenger, which was
First Avenger. Yeah, tell me what's with the
The
first
first
Avenger?
Avenger was in 2011. And even that, so that was when Marvel, the MCU wasn't that big. And it was still way bigger than the Marvels.
Hey,
So yeah.
hey, this is but let's take a look at the latest because the Marvel was supposed to be the next big thing, right? All female cast, um, uh, 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 Captain Marvel, which is originally in the comics, it was a man, and then they introduced it as a woman in the MCU, or as some haters call it in the YouTube world, MCU. Um, that's not what I'm saying. What's the guy's name?
Yeah, never mind, man. That's
Anyway, I'm
we,
not
we,
gonna
don't,
promote
we
him.
don't need to reference
Well,
reference.
I need to point out that's not my. I didn't make it up.
Yeah,
It's
you
just
didn't
by
make up.
me.
Yeah, yeah.
But basically they introduced Captain Marvel. It did very good in the box office. I think it did from the. Let me take a look real quick. So Captain Marvel, released in 2019, got 1.1 billion worldwide grossed. So it did very good. It's also one of the last ones that did very good. That was yeah, it was one of the last ones.
Yeah.
If you compare it, for example, with this the general box office of the second one, it's not as big. Not even, I don't think even half.
Mm-mm.
Which tells you the Marvels people are not buying into it. And you see that with a lot of these series on Disney Plus. And you also see it in the stocks of Disney because that's also an indication where it's going. The beginning of 2019, the stock was at 131. The peak of the last year was in 2021, 2021. It was at 193. Do you know how much it is now?
No clue.
Guess. Take a guess. It's not higher. That I can tell you. So in 2021, it was 100 and it was even 197
For one share.
for one share. Big.
I'm gonna say 25, 75%. So I'm say two. So I would say 1/5, 140.
Well, they wish it was 140. It's now at 91.
Wow. 50%. A 50%.
You're more than 50.
Yeah, more than 50. Yeah.
That tells you a lot about the situation there. People don't believe in the brand. The brand is not producing anymore. So the question is, are they gonna? There have been talks. There have been talks about Disney being chopped up
Yeah.
and sold in
And
parts.
so yeah, in parts. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Or is that going something that's gonna happen? Or can the current CEO, which is also a CEO in the past, can he turn it around?
I
What's
think it's
that?
definitely gonna shop it around. I mean, the idea around. But it's funny because Disney was buying companies until recently.
No, they bought uh, uh um what's Star Wars was owned by Lucas Lucasfilm.
Lucasfilm, yeah, yeah.
They
So that
bought
so
Lucasfilms, they bought Marvel over
did
the
they buy Pixar as well? Pixar,
they bought very long time ago.
yeah. So they were buying, and now they're looking to sell it. So I'm saying, I'm thinking, or at
Wrong
least segments.
strategy. Wrong strategy, man.